6 years ago, I wanted to do a triathlon. My husband was a half Ironman, and so my husband and I were to be at the pool at 5 a.m. and there was a big surprise awaiting us because there were over 300 people there at 5 a.m. and I was to do a triathlon that morning where you swim, bike, and run. And that's what we did. And I had many people swimming, biking, and running along with me and taking me into the finish line. And so that experience has fueled our research foundation for MS.
So we started this foundation first and foremost to help research doctors around the country, but specifically in the state of Arkansas with Patty and Paul, to support their lab to find a cure for this disease. Most research doctors have to raise their own money, and so we think less time they spend raising money and more time they spend in the lab trying to cure this disease is one of our top goals. These are kids and adults that come to the event with some type of challenging issue, which MS falls in that category. So it could be multiple sclerosis, it could be cerebral palsy, it could be autism, varied list. And to see those kids and adults reach beyond what their body is limiting them to do is very inspirational.
At UAMS, we have a couple of things we emphasize. One is research and the other is clinical care. And so myself and Dr. Carolyn Mahaffey are the clinicians that emphasize the care of people with multiple sclerosis. And then we have a couple of basic science researchers, Dr. Paul Drew and Dr. Patty White, and they emphasize the basic science research for MS. And both of us have benefited from the Rampy Foundation.
So multiple sclerosis is a chronic disease, and with multiple sclerosis it's of the utmost importance to start treating early because we don't have a cure yet for MS. And so by coming to someone like myself or Dr. Archer early on and beginning to be on the disease-modifying treatments is going to decrease the disease burden, decrease lesions, and decrease their disability. Therefore, they're going to have a much longer, happier life. The funds from the Rampy Foundation have been everything to me. I would not have been able to be in this fellowship right now if it wasn't for the Rampy funds.
The gift is enormous, and for a family that is dealing with MS to decide the best way to respond to that is to help other people with MS is really kind of remarkable. So this family decided that this is a big enough problem, not just for them, but for everybody else, that they'll raise over $250,000. And they're not finished. They've pledged they're going to continue helping people with MS, helping research, helping clinical care. So it's really kind of humbling to work with people like that.
People in the community have embraced us and have loved us and have lifted us up to the finish line. I can't go without thanking everyone for their help and their lift in love in helping us raise funds for MS research.